Hey everyone, welcome back with Bean O'Mac. Today, we of course are continuing our playthrough of Plants vs. Zombies Replanted on the Nintendo Switch. Don't tell Nintendo, they might take this video down. Boy, my cat is going absolutely nuts in the background, by the way. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, you know, we're doing the pool levels, we're doing the second half, and yeah, I mean, that's about all we gotta say. I mean, you're gonna see the pool cleaners. You know, you got some beautiful pool cleaners right there. You know, that's in case if, you know, the zombies get to the end, close to my house, which, oh, will not happen. Oh my god, am I not gonna let that happen. We got that rake there, you know, we were just finishing up some yard work and seeing the zombies coming, so I had to run into the house real quick. Hopefully nobody gets hurt though. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Alright, so if I could be serious for one frickin' minute here, folks. If I can be serious for 1 minute, I think it's about time we go back to the question of the day. Today's question: what is your favorite zombie so far in the game? And you know, we got a few choices. We just took out our regular garden variety you know, zombie, as you know the game explains it in the almanac. You know, of course, he's always a classic. You know, he's the mascot of the series, of course. You know, you got the cone heads, you know, goofy, funny little nonsense. Got the bucket heads, pretty much the same thing, but you know, hey, I mean, maybe you like the bucket a little bit more, I don't know. I don't judge. I don't really, you know, have an issue with why people like things that they like, you know, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. But, you know, then, of course, I'm sure, you know, some of the more popular zombies people might list in the comments is, might be, you know, we got the pole vaulter zombie, you know, I think he's kind of balding, actually. It's just tough to see because of how small the zombies are. We're going to turn on some cheat action here just to get some achievements. Which, actually just figured it out. It used to be codes, but now it's in the main menus, and I think you have to unlock certain cheats. One of the best ones you have to unlock is the mustache mode, and unfortunately I think you need like the Tree of Wisdom to do that. I looked it up. But they gave you like, 2 of them. Like, I think this one is a reference. I don't really see anything happening, but I think they're supposed to be like a reference to, like Half-Life, which is pretty cool. But yeah, back to the question. So, best zombie in the game so far that you've seen. Oh, actually, I turned on the wrong one. It's the retro zombies. And what the hell is going on here? Oh my lord. This is insane. But, anyway. Oh, looks like it doesn't affect the cone heads for some reason. But, anyway, so yeah, the regular garden variety zombies, the cone head zombies, the bucket head zombies, the pole vulture zombies. You have the football zombies, which I don't know why that would be anybody's favorite. I think they're a pain in the ass. The disco zombie from the night levels. I mean, those are probably, I have to put as my favorite so far. Actually, you know what? No, my favorite so far is the newspaper zombie. I just love everything about them. You know, the fact they have that stupid newspaper. They're just for some reason reading while they're trying to attack the wall, and the fact they're just wearing like heart underwear and stuff like that, looking like they came straight from the toilet. And then the fact that they get really, just their toupee hair piece and stuff is really funny. The fact that they just get really pissed off and stuff when their newspaper goes. Really funny, awesome stuff. Oh wow, this is interesting. The Zomboni, he can't actually, oh wow, he's actually getting really close for comfort. We're gonna have to take him out using the chili pepper. That's his weakness. That was way too close for comfort, honestly. But Zomboni, not Zamboni, the Zomboni. If you're interested, you know, he's a pretty, he might be your favorite, and I think there might be 1 or 2 that I may be missing. Snorkel zombie. But which one is your favorite so far? Yeah, and you also may have noticed that there's like was a trail of ice that the Zomboni leaves behind. Actually, is gonna lead to the Bobsled Zombies. Which, I don't know, there's another just, I think, a really funny concept. They're just kind of regular zombies, but they come in groups. And they can actually move a lot faster because they actually slide on the ice. All the way up to, you know, whenever the ice ends. But, yeah, I mean, just the whole combination of those characters, they're probably one of the most dangerous combinations in the entire game because of just how crowded things can get quick. And the Zombonis, he doesn't eat your plants. I didn't give him the chance to showcase it, but he just literally runs your plants over. And, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. And, of course, if you leave that ice path there, too, you can't plant anything. So he's a very, very dangerous zombie, you know, all things considered. But the chili pepper, not only does it take him out because he's still susceptible to one-hit kills, but that chili pepper also is like the only thing that can eliminate the ice quickly, you know. It's just kind of like when you make the doom shrooms, eventually, you know, the ice will just, I guess, melt. Just like how the doom shrooms, the Krayers will leave, they just eventually heal after like 5 minutes. But, yeah, even if I wanted to, I could just use the chili pepper just to kind of eliminate that right off the bat. But the Zomboni, as dangerous as he is, he actually has 2 weaknesses, you know. So he has, obviously, you know, the chili pepper that I, you know, showcased here, but he also has these spike weeds, and the spike weeds pop the tires, and they're also a very interesting, you know, plant because they stay on the ground and they just, you know, attack and hurt zombies, kind of like, it's weird, like, they even have, like, the same, like, sounds and stuff like that, which I think is a little lazy. It would have been cool if they had some, like, weird impaling sound or whatever. You'll understand when I use them here. That's if I actually want to. I don't know. I kind of might want to. But then again, I want to show them off. So yeah. Plus, we got the Zombonis. We gotta use them. But anyway, you know, they stay on the ground for as long as you want, and you know, you can put like pretty much 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them, I think. Usually takes out the zombies and stuff like that. And so, because of that, you know, I think they're actually a pretty useful plant. You know, they're kind of like a pretty great alternative to pea shooters, all things considered. And, you know, I just, the only thing is, you know, Conehead's really tough. You're gonna want, like, a pea shooter of some kind before you put them down. And they disappear. So they pop the tires automatically of the Zombonis, and then they just instantly take out the Zombonis. You don't have to worry about them, but it's like 1 per 1. You know, it's a 1-to-1 kind of deal. So, you know, 1 spike weed gets eliminated after it takes out the, you know, 1 Zomboni. So you have to keep planting them and stuff. And they were charged fast, and they're cheap, as you can see. They're only 100, but eventually we'll be able to get like another version of them that stays a little bit longer. And it also has some other added benefits from the looks of it, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. But we'll see. You know, I might just pop them, you know, use them as like just kind of base defenses for this level, and kind of focus more on the 3-peaters. I haven't really. We'll see. I'm not really sure what I want my strat to be for this level entirely. It's tough too when you have like such, I guess you could say, limited seed slots. But yeah, there's the Half-Life reference, which I think is just kind of like really cool in my opinion. There we go. We got some 3-peater action there going on there. Yeah, you know, got the hat. But I think it's only for the cone heads, interestingly enough. Which makes sense, you know, that they only that they have to show up on a zombie that's, you know, got a helmet because you can knock it off and stuff like that. But we don't want our 3-peater to go, so we're gonna definitely protect them there. Sending some backup. Boy, a lot of cone heads this level. It's also cool that they actually go through the effort of like changing their outfits a little bit more too. Although you'd think, why not actually just make it a like just like a kind of an Easter egg costume rather than like a cheat costume, you know what I mean? It just seems kind of odd, like more so than the even more so than you know, like the mustache mode and stuff like that. Alright, I don't know why I put that guy there, because honestly, there's just a lane that they can't really get into. But I'm gonna try and get these guys all installed here before I put any of the spike weeds down, but I'm probably just gonna end up using them as kind of like you know, as soon as I see like a Zomboni come on, we're just gonna place it, you know, right at the beginning of the path and stuff like that. You'll see, you'll see. But mostly I kind of want to just put on these, like, you know, I hope you guys enjoy like these Easter eggs and stuff and the cheats that they put in, just as a little variety of the levels. But mostly I just kind of wanted to do it to get the achievements and stuff like that, which, like I said, these cheats are actually available from the start, so it's kind of like interesting that they put that there. I had to figure out, I had to actually look it up how to figure out how to use them though. Oh boy, see, man, I should have put that freaking 3-peater right on the second area there. Then you could have taken out the bucket head. But I don't know, I guess they're so good, because I mean there's still 3 going down that lane, so. But now we got 4. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what's going on right now. My cats are like going absolutely insane right now in this room right now. I know you can't really, I don't know if you can hear it or not. I think there's a good chance you can, but they're just running around, causing chaos, fighting each other, getting irritated, and actually trying to hurt each other. Man, such a pain in the butt right now. Of course, during my recording process that I barely ever get time to do these days. Or at least not as much time as I used to be able to. Ooh, look at that. Look at the amount of damage we're inflicting, man. See, this screen is wild. See, I told you guys. These 3-peaters, you know, they're worth it. And they cost a lot, but man, oh man. The damage they do. I might not even put down some spike weed. Just to see what kind of trouble these boys cause. So I put down the spike weed. I mean, nobody's getting past the first 2. Nobody's gonna get past the first 2 blocks. You know, the first 2 sections. All right, let's see how Buckethead does over here. Man, that's the equivalent of 4 pea shooters going down 1 lane at a time. Beautiful destruction. Oh boy, I forgot about those guys, and I don't have any freaking walnuts, so that's not good. My issue is I don't really look. I gotta start paying attention to what zombies show up on the sides here, because yeah, we can't be having, you know, these, you know, grand our grand strategies be taken out here. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna have to sacrifice a lily plant. I gotta say, you know, yard is beautifully maintained, and you know, the pool is too. Alright. We're gonna put these sunflowers down just as something to put there, you know. Man, even with 4 people, that kind of... He's getting pretty far. That just shows you the strength of the Zomboni. Apparently, I think even like he's bald underneath that cap too. Well, okay, he's getting dangerously close. Alright, so I think we're gonna see the bobsled zombies too. Yeah, see, there they are. And like we can destroy their you know, like their sled or whatever, and get them to start walking early, which is usually what happens because their sled is not very strong whatsoever. But yeah, they kind of just helps them move down faster. And as you can see too, I mean the ice doesn't last that long. So I mean they're really not ever too much of a problem. Oof, look at him just mow down those zombies, boy. Alright, here's the guy I was talking about last video. About how we're gonna have a barbecue. Backyard barbecue. Queen Bee Barbecue. Now serving shrimp. And of course we gotta take advantage of it this level. Show you guys what it's all about. I hope I have the seed slots. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's just go with it. So the issue that I have is that... Yeah, we're just gonna turn that off. It was kind of like just one level only type deals, because I don't really like it when the zombies look weird. So, we're just gonna go back to normal zombies now. Which we will see, you know, all the other cheats eventually as I unlock them. But, it's probably not gonna be a whiles off. At least not until, you know, I complete adventure mode at least. I think that's how it works. I don't know how the cheats work in this game. I think it's something to do with the Tree of Wisdom, it says. So, either way, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna have some varied options here, you know. I think I'm gonna put some frozen peas in the pool, and I'm gonna have the, you know, the sizzlers. We're gonna have them on the outside of the pool, just because, you know, we don't want any water to splash on the torchwoods, you know. You know, I think of my plants, you know, and their well-beings and stuff. So I don't want my poor torchwoods to even have to worry about, you know, maybe slipping and sliding in that pool and then going out. I don't know what, I'm sure that wouldn't even really work. I don't know how that would work, but I don't know. I'm just being stupid. Alright, so let's just fill it up with some pea shooters first, just to make sure we got the defenses on the side. Hopefully we don't have any cone heads, so that way we can have some time to build up our defenses and, you know, really get some sun in there so we can, you know, make sure everything's covered before we start to have some of the real fun. Ooh boy, I love collecting coins, man. We're gonna need it for some of these, you know, plants we're gonna get. Alright, let's see here. We also got a plan for those freaking dolphins. And you're gonna find out the dolphin zombies, they're literally just the equivalents, the pool equivalent of like the pole vaulting zombies. They move fast, and you know, they just have to jump over the first hurdle they get, and then they just kind of slowly, you know, head towards whatever's next. But I feel like they go way faster in the water than the pole vaulting zombies would. Let's see here. You know, I want to have some fun with it, but like, I also need to be responsible and, you know, make sure that these areas are covered. So let's see, yeah, there we go. Gotta put them in the single guys first, you know. But as you can see, you know, then they lose their dolphin for some reason, which, hey, works for me. But apparently the dolphin is... But apparently, the dolphin is also a zombie. Interesting fact. Oh my lord, I don't know what's going on with the cats. It's late at night. So of course they're running around crazy and stuff. Good lord. Okay. My cat literally has her cat toy wrapped around her neck right now, so... Alright, well, it's Justin from about 30 seconds into the future, continuing the recording process, and Yeah, the cat's alright. They're just idiots sometimes. Love them to death, but my goodness. I mean, every cat owner knows how it is. For some reason, in the middle of the night, they're always running around crazy. When people are trying to get to sleep. Doing who the heck even knows what. And they're still doing it. I'm sure you can hear in the background. I wish I could help it. You know, honestly, it's not the most professional. But at the end of the day, hey. Oh, yeah, see how fast he's moving? Ooh, not anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I only have limited recording time, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. You know, at least you can maybe hopefully have some laughs over it. You know, over the unprofessionalism or the fact that, you know, I have to deal with this nonsense. But yeah, so as you can see, you know, pea shooters, they go over the torchwood. Torchwood doesn't do anything, it's just kind of passive, but when the pea shooters go over the torchwood, sets the piece on fire, and it actually does double damage. So let's say, you know, regular pea shooters, that's 1 point of damage. Repeaters, that's 2 points of damage, right? Because they're shooting doubles. So when they go over the fire, that's double damage. So we're essentially the equivalent of 6 pea shooters right now in these lanes. But the snow peas, it doesn't work with them because, you know, even if you put a snow pea in front of or behind it, so that, you know, it just melts the snow pea and turns it into a regular pea, doesn't do you any favors. And I believe that if you even were to put the snow pea in front of the torchwood, so that way, you know, the snow peas, they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't, you know, melt the, you know, the snow pea or whatever. But they would still, you know, every single time that the torchwood would hit a zombie, it would you know, stop the slowing process, you know, so which would kind of negate the whole point of having, you know, the snow pea and stuff like that. So you kind of have to choose one or the other. I like to usually, at this point, have like the snow peas in the pool, like you just seen. And what's the, you know, what's the weakness for the dolphin zombie as well as the pole vaulting zombie? Tall nut. They cannot jump over them. They'll just literally smack against them like a wall. It's actually a pretty entertaining, satisfying noise, as you'll hear pretty soon. And yeah, they're just completely stuck behind them, so they lose their ability, and they have to, you know, try and eat past the tall nut. And the tall nuts are also, I think, at least like, what, they got to be like double what the walnuts are in terms of health. So tall nuts are one of the best plants in the game by far. And there's even some later on zombies that the tall nuts are going to be effective for. Alright, come on, buddy. Give me the sun I need. Alright, so it's always handy when, you know, you get the 2 in a row. So that way you just have more time to kind of finish up, you know, the sunflowers and stuff like that we want to plant before, you know, we have to put any more pea shooters down. So appreciate that, sucker. But we're gonna try and get some of those 3-peaters in there, just because it's gonna get all kinds of crazy up in here. We're gonna put these guys at the beginning of the area. And even like 125, that's so cheap for the tall nuts too. I think in the sequel, Plants vs. Zombies 2, they kind of nerfed a lot of these really high tier plants. But like I said, I don't know, maybe we'll play it someday, but I imagine Plants vs. Zombies 2's got to be more expensive than the first one. At least you would hope so, because obviously, you know, you always want the sequels to expand upon rather than, you know, take away. But like, I don't know, it's the sequel's got like this weird thing where it's like you're going through various time periods or something weird like that. I don't know. That probably wasn't a good move. Come on, at least knock the alright. So that was kind of dumb, but I think it gave us just enough. Holy shrimp. And he still took him out. Wow. Alright, now we're gonna see the spike weed in action. And very useful, as you can see, because now that he's standing directly on the spike weed, but he has to eat with the tall nuts. you know, now, like, you know, it does extra damage. But I guess that's not how that works for the pole vaulter? Yeah, that's kind of cheeks. He's literally just out of range. So, what are you gonna do? I think the pole vaulters also ignore the spike weeds, so they kind of don't really do you any favors as far as that goes. Alright. Should be able to kill him. Come on. Come on. Why did you stop when he jumped over, too? Come on, that's not good. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright. Party. But it seems like at least the spike weed strategy works for, you know, regular zombies, so we'll put, you know, William over there for right now. Alright, so we're gonna need to get, I mean, it's still kind of the beginning of the level, so we definitely have time, but we're gonna definitely get those 3 Peters in there at some point. Man, these dolphin zombies are a lot more durable than I remember. Oh boy, we gotta get that tall nut. Gotta get that fat nut in there. Oh yeah, see, look at the damage it's doing. Beautiful. Yeah, I think because like they jump and like they get like halfway into the tall nut. I don't know if that's like intentional design by the game developers, or if it was just kind of like a coincidence that like they're like in the so far that the spike weeds don't affect them. But it's not doing me any favors, I'll be honest with you. Ah, jeez. Now we're getting past the defenses with the cone heads. Whenever I say the cone heads, I always think of like those that movie. I think it was an SNL sketch at first, if I remember correctly, in like either the late 80s or early 90s or something like that. But I just, for the life of me, cannot remember. But yeah, like just weird movie. Weird stuff in general, really. But I don't know, that's kind of what made it funny. Come on, take him out! Take him out! There we go. Goodness gracious. Alright. As you can see, there we go. Lo and behold, they cannot jump over the tall nuts. Alright, we're gonna have to, because they're actually killing my freaking tall nuts there, which is absolutely insane. We're gonna have to... oh boy. It's crazy the amount of damage some of these zombies can actually take, too. I mean, that's the equivalent of a repeater I'm shooting right now. But I'm really looking forward to see what this map is going to look like once I get all these 3 Peters in there. It's just going to be so fun and entertaining to watch. Just all the chaos that's about to unfold. Might have to put some torchwood in the pool, though. Ooh, look at that. That's a thing of beauty already. But yeah, the torchwood is... I just love it just for the fact of it's like an alternative in this game. And trust me, when we get to those like later on survival levels, where it's like just wave after wave we have to survive, and we get to like upgrade our plants in between, and we have all the upgraded plants that I want and stuff like that. Oh boy, it's gonna get so insane. Especially because like survival, they're gonna send so many zombies at us at one time. It's just gonna be amazing, man. I'm telling you. But you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. You know, we just gotta keep going. So we're actually gonna replace this buddy here. He was looking in rough shape. I mean, he's a soldier. You know, he had a tear in his eyes, but he kept going. Gotta get some guys on the outsides here, so that way, you know, it's more than just repeaters. Because I guess that's not enough. But of course, it also helps with the spike weeds, you know. Alrighty then. Looks like we got another feller here. Looks like that end side in particular is really doing. It feels like it's just struggling for some reason. I don't know if it's because of all the bucket heads or what. I don't know why. It's just so entertaining seeing these zombies just smack against the tall nut. Alright, well I didn't get to fill the yard, but I was able to, you know, finish things off. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, it goes back to achievements. So apparently what I have to do is I have to finish a level by having the last zombie be killed with a lawnmower, and yeah, I don't know, I kind of changed my mind halfway through. Oh, to be honest with you, I have no clue what the hell I was thinking at this point. I think it was like I was worried that like it was gonna be like the lawnmower thing and that like the pool cleaner wouldn't count, but I cannot remember what the hell was I doing. I don't know. I won the level. That's what matters. Hello, we heard you were having a pool party. We think that is fun. We'll be right over. Sincerely, the zombies. I just I love the way they spell stuff. Heard. Such idiots, you gotta love them. But yeah, now we got the last level here going on, and it's just a conveyor belt one as per usual. But I'm sure, you know, at this point you guys have come to expect that, you know, I mean that's just how the game rolls. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of a challenge for this one too, just special treat for you guys. I'm just gonna let them run over all my lawnmowers and stuff like that, so that way we don't have that safety net. And we'll see how well, you know, we have to adapt to that. I don't know if it's gonna negatively affect us to where we can't recover or not, but we'll see. Look at the zombie march. Advances the zombies. We'll take out this guy just because I don't really like him. Mean mugging me. I think it would be safe to put this guy down just because, you know, he's not gonna kill that cone head before he gets to that lawnmower. He's trying though, I'll give him credit, you know, he's a soldier, he's fighting on. Huh. Find it interesting that, 3-peater can even shoot them when they're directly side by side. Didn't know that. I thought that, like, once they got in the same square next to the 3-peaters, they would stop shooting. Start building up some defenses here. Alright, looks like we got the pool zombies coming in. You know, of course, they're freaking sprinkling the leaves into the pool. That'd actually be a pretty cool killer pool for like swim team training and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, just back and forth laps. But yeah, it looks like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, like I was saying, the pool one's still fine because they haven't gotten to those pool cleaners yet, but you're gonna be able to see them in action. Yeah, you never got to see it in action, but like, before you buy these, which are only like $1,000 upgrade, which isn't nothing in this game. I could have swore there was a much satisfying like actual animation of them getting sucked into the pool cleaners, which is kind of lame. Not gonna lie, that they don't really have one, but yeah, the lawnmower just kind of hits the first zombie because it just falls into the pool and that's it. So you definitely need those upgrades just in case, you know, your pool gets invaded and stuff like that. But obviously, as you can tell, I usually don't let zombies get to that point anyway, but you never know, especially on those harder levels. We're gonna have to be very careful. Alright, we're definitely getting a little more of those 3-peaters, but it feels like it's not enough. Yeah, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, ooh, there's another one? Okay, that's not good. We got a replacement for him, but kind of want to put him there. Oh man, we are getting the Zombonis. Man, this is only the first wave. We got to put it here just because there's not anything else there. I guess that wouldn't have mattered anyway, but boy, that flag zombie's kind of moving a little close. He's a little close for comfort. Just a reminder, by the way, I figured I might as well say it again. Question of the day: what is your favorite zombie so far in this game? You know, we got the Dolphin Zombie, the regular zombie, the Conehead Zombie, the Buckethead Zombie, Snorkel Zombie, the Zomboni, the Bobsled Zombie, if that's your favorite for some reason. The Football Zombie, the Disco Zombie, the Newspaper Zombie, Pool Vulture Zombie. I think that's all of them I listed. Backup Dancer, you know, I'll even accept him. Dancing Zombie, if he was one of your favorites back in the day, you know, right as the game released or whatever. But what is your favorite zombie so far? Like I said earlier, I think my favorite is probably the Disco Zombie. Just such an interesting, no, not the Disco, the freaking Newspaper Zombie. That was my favorite. Disco Zombie's pretty close though, just because he's an interesting concept and actually very dangerous and large spurts. But I like him, you know, using the hypno shroom on him and stuff like that. Finally got those torch woods in the pool. It'd be cool if there was like a cheat or something like that to like that turn the lily pads into I think the cheats only ever affect the zombies, but it'd be cool if like they had some to affect some of the plants, like instead of the lily pad being the lily pad, like it changed into like a floaty or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe they added them in this game, but I doubt it. Alright, now we're starting to cook with some gas. Yeah, Newspaper Zombie's definitely the best zombie so far. I mean, it just can't be denied. You know, him wearing his underwear, looking like he just got off the toilet, reading the newspaper that's upside down for some reason. You gotta love it. But yeah, as you can see, Zomboni just flattens him. So, nothing you can do about it. Whoa, we just have 2 waves of bobsled guys go down that? That's crazy. That is knuckin' futz, not gonna lie. Things are getting a little crazy, a little hairy in here. Good. Yeah, look at the carnage. Taking out those bucket heads like they're nothing. Alright, so let's see, put that fella there. I don't really need these torch woods. Zombonis are very dangerous though if you let them get too far in. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe and check out next week's episode, but remember to have a nice day.